I'm sorry I'm not with you tonight. My absence is out of respect for the people of my country and those of other 6 nations whom have been disrespected by the inhumane law that bans entry of immigrants to the U.S. Dividing the world into the us and our enemies categories creates fear, a deceitful justification for aggression and war. These wars prevent democracy and human rights in countries which have themselves been victims of aggression.
Really? Lecture from a guy from Iran, Hollywood cheering for this guy? The world's #1 state sponsor of terror? A country that chants death to America, death to Israel, repeatedly vows to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, burns the American flag, the Israeli flag. Now, this Iranian filmmaker, maybe he should try standing up to the mullahs in his own country before attacking America. Hollywood also appears to be oblivious to the fact that the 7 countries impacted by President Trump's temporary travel ban, how do they treat women, gays and lesbians, religious minorities, Christians and Jews? Of course, Hollywood, they weren't done attacking President Trump's policies. You have this actor, this guy, El Garcia Bernal. Look at him take another shot at the president. Take a look at this.
As a Mexican, as a Latin American, as a migrant worker, as a human being, I'm against any form of wall that wants to separate us.
Really? If those walls are so bad, why do so many Hollywood liberal elites and actors and actresses have walls around their mansions? They're not inviting us in. It's because these people are total frauds. My message tonight to these snowflakes is very simple. You people disgust me. You're out of touch with real Americans. Millions of Americans suffered because of the president you supported. And because your movies, by the way, and the issues, you don't want to reflect American values. So my advice to Hollywood, keep going the way you're going. The more you continue to undermine the president and the country and defend, a guy that lectures us when he lives in the #1 state sponsor of terror and won't dare take them on, you know what? It means more of the American people will just discover how irrelevant you all are. Joining us now with reaction, New York Times bestseller, Treason, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor Newt Gingrich. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. That was quite an opening.
Well, do you think that, can you give me one award show for nurses, for surgeons that save people's lives, for EMTs, for firemen, policemen, garbage men, construction workers? Where are their award show? I don't see any award shows for them.
Well, I think that's right, but I'll just give you one fact that shows you what a phony Jimmy Kimmel's reasoning was. He talked about 220 countries that don't like us. Those folks in Hollywood make a large part of their profit out of all those countries, and they know that their movies have to sell worldwide. And the fact is, those countries like our movies, and most people in those countries would like to live in the U.S. We don't have a problem of Americans trying to leave to go somewhere else. We have the challenge that all over the world, people want to come to the U.S., admire the U.S., and believe that we are a country that offers great opportunity. And, you know, you can start from there, and the whole rest of that stuff is just baloney.
Do we really have to get lectured? Congratulations to the Iranian that won the award, but do we really need lectures from an Iranian when their country brutalizes women as 4th-class citizens, kills gays and lesbians? All they need to do in Hollywood, go to YouTube and take a look, because the videos are out there. They can look at them chanting death to America, wanting to annihilate Israel. I mean, I thought they had a monopoly of compassion for these groups. Apparently not.
No, look, I think you have to start by saying almost nobody in that room is a serious person. They're all actors who act, and they all have a vague, unrealistic sense of the world, and you shouldn't take them seriously. It's like having, you know, a cousin or a brother-in-law who you know is a doofus, and you wouldn't loan him your car, but, you know, he comes by and he watches a ball game with you, and you go, yeah, I understand, Herbie. These folks are not serious people. They're very often great actors and actresses. They very often produce very entertaining products. I love movies. I've loved movies my whole life. But you shouldn't take them as though they were serious people, because nothing they do about the real world is serious, except they love money.
It is a good point, and they're not making as much as they used to, and nor are people watching the Academy Awards ones like they used to. You actually had a great comment about fake news, warning about what is a new threat. And I love the president in his press conference. I thought it was one of the greatest beatdowns I ever witnessed any president give to the press. And then he backed out of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I wanted to get your reaction to it. And why is it so dangerous?
Well, look, I think fake news, which is really based on fake education, is extraordinarily dangerous because it teaches people things that aren't true. What President Trump said goes all the way back to Ronald Reagan in his nationwide speech for Barry Goldwater in 1964, when Reagan said, "It isn't what liberals don't know that's so dangerous, it's what they know that isn't true that's so dangerous." Well, we've now had 50 years of liberals getting more and more out of touch with reality. We have professors who will bully students to force them to learn things that are false. We have entire courses in college that are idiotic. And we have reporters who come up through that system, and they have as much fake education as behind their fake news. It's dangerous for a country. How do you have a serious, you saw this last night, how do you have a serious conversation in a country where your elites think that Iran is okay, while the Iranians actually put paint, death to Israel, on the missiles that they're testing? I mean, this is a level of nonsense, and I'm proud of President Trump for having the courage to boil down Ronald Reagan's critique into a very simple phrase. You have fake news, it's based on fake education, it's time we took it head on.
Well said. All right, Mr. Speaker, stay right there. We'll have more of the Speaker. And coming up